Hey everyone, it's Sebastian here. Today I'm going to show you how to build an AI-powered feedback management app using Glide. We'll collect customer feedback using a Google form, store it in a Google Sheet, and then use our admin app to summarize each message with AI, analyze its sentiment, identify any action items, draft a personalized reply, and even send follow-up emails automatically. Let's dive right in. Step 1. Google Form and Sheets setup. First, we need a place to collect feedback, and for that, we are going to use Google Forms. Create a Google form and add 3 fields: name, email, and feedback. Once you're done, click on the Responses tab and connect it to Google Sheets. This will make sure every submission automatically lands in a spreadsheet that we can use inside Glide. I like to rename the Sheet tab to Feedback, so it's nice and clean when connecting it to our app. Step 2. Set up the data. In Glide, create a new app and connect it to the Google Sheet you just set up. You will see the existing columns coming from the Google form: timestamp, name, email, and feedback. Next, we're going to add some new columns that our AI workflow will fill in automatically. For the summary, we'll create a text column. This will store a short AI-generated version of the feedback so we can understand it at a glance. Sentiment will be also a text column. It will show whether the feedback is positive, neutral, or negative. Next is needs action, a Boolean column. This will be a simple yes or no flag telling us if a follow-up is required. We will add action items as another text column. It will hold a list of a specific task or steps extracted from the feedback. Email response will be a text column as well. This is where we will store a ready-to-send reply to the customer. And finally, follow-up sent will be a Boolean column. It will mark whether a follow-up email has been sent for this feedback. Alright, now it's time to make these columns come to life with a scheduled AI workflow. Step 3. Create a scheduled workflow. In Glide, go to the Workflows tab and click New Workflow. Set the trigger to Schedule and run it every 5 minutes on the feedback table. Now, add a condition so it only runs on rows where the summary column is empty. That way, we don't reprocess feedback that we have already handled. Here's how the workflow will work, action by action. First, let's summarize the feedback. This will be a generate text action in Glide AI. It creates a short one-sentence summary of the customer's message. We'll feed it the feedback column as the input, store the result in summary, and use the prompt, summarize this customer feedback in 1 sentence. Following, let's analyze the sentiment. This will be a text-to-choice action in Glide AI. It classifies the tone of the message as positive, neutral, or negative. Input is feedback, output is sentiment, and the choices will be positive, neutral, and negative. The prompt is, analyze the sentiment of this feedback. Return only positive, neutral, or negative. Then let's detect if any action is needed. For this, we'll use the text-to-Boolean action in Glide AI. It checks if the feedback contains a request, complaint, or issue that requires follow-up. Input is feedback, output is need action, and the prompt is, identify if this feedback requests an action or mentions a problem. Return true or false. Now the workflow splits in 2 paths. If need action is true, we will generate action items and a personalized reply for the customer. If action item is false, we will mark it as no action items and still send a thank you email to acknowledge their message. To do so, let's add some conditional branching. Let's set the actions for the if true path. The first one will be to generate action items. This will be a generate text action in Glide AI. It extracts a specific task or next steps from the feedback. Input is feedback, output is action items, and the prompt is list any specific problems, requests, or action items from this feedback. After that, we'll generate an email response. This will also be a generate text action in Glide AI. It draws a ready-to-send professional and personalized reply to the customer. We will use feedback, sentiment, and name as the inputs. Store it in an email response and use the prompt. Write a professional and friendly email to the user's name based on the feedback and the overall sentiment. Now, let's set the actions for the if false path. The first one is to mark that there are no action items. This will be a set column value action. it sets the action items column to say no action items, so we know it's being reviewed. And then let's send the thank you email. This is a send email action using the Gmail integration. We will send it to the user's email, use a subject like thank you for your feedback, and add the user's name, and the body can be something like, hey, user's name, thank you for taking the time to share your feedback with us. We appreciate hearing from you. Step 4. Build the admin UI. Now that the workflow is ready, let's design the admin dashboard. Let's create a new custom screen and add a list component bound to the feedback table. Show the feedback summary, the customer name, and the timestamp. I like to add filter options based on the sentiment and need action columns to quickly focus on important feedback. Now let's click on a record to visualize the detailed screen and add components to show the information of each row. We can add components like a title to show the name, email, and timestamp, a hint to show the original feedback, a fields component to show the sentiment, summary, if needs action, and the action items. And then we can also add a notes component to show the follow-up email, and this way, users can modify the AI-generated email before they send it. Step 5. Send a follow-up email from the app. Our app is nearly complete, but we'll still need to implement an action to send a follow-up emails to users whose feedback have been flagged as need action. I prefer having a human review the feedback before sending these follow-up emails. Therefore, instead of integrating an automated email action within the workflow, I will add a button that allows users to manually confirm the email delivery. Add a button labeled Send Follow-up Email. Make it visible only when need action is true and follow-up sent is false. That way, we avoid confusion and sending multiple emails. Now, let's create a new workflow attached to this button. Send an email via the Gmail integration to the customer's email. We can have something in the subject like, thank you for your feedback, customer name. And for the body, let's use the email response column that was populated with our workflow. Then let's set an action to set the follow-up sent to true. This way, we can recognize what feedback has been addressed. And finally, show a notification saying email sent. Optional enhancements. You could also create a Create Task button to escalate feedback internally, add a chart to see sentiment breakdowns, or even send Slack alerts for negative feedback that needs action. This is just the starting point. The idea is to make the app adapt to your specific workflows. So that's it. We have now built a complete feedback management system. Google Form for collection, Google Sheet for storage, and a Glide admin app that categorizes, summarizes, and responds to feedback automatically with AI. Subscribe to our channel for more tutorials like these, and I'll see you in the next one.